Welcome back everyone to Minecraft Evolution, and this is episode 2. In today's episode, we have updated from RD-132211 to RD-132328. This version, just like last version, follows a day, hour, minute format, being made on May 13th, 2009 at 23:28 Central European Summertime. If you want to, I already covered the format for these versions in last video, so I won't cover it here. But one thing I did not cover in that video was that these versions were made at this time, but they were not released in 2009. They were released on August 6th of 2013. So quite a bit later than they were originally made. This version adds these fellows. These are mobs. At least that is what they are coined or dubbed, named, whatever you want to say, by the community. Internally, they are referred to as zombies, and that is because they come from Zombie Town, an unreleased game that Notch was developing around February of 2009, so 3 months before Minecraft began development. So, since last video, I've built a few things, and I've tried to record this video twice now. So, third time's the charm, as per usual, or at least as per usual, yeah, so far. So, quickly, I will go over what I've built. This is like a spiral staircase of sorts. I thought it would look nice, and spent way longer on it than I should have. Over there is a maze, which has several paths to the end, and is completable. I won't enter the maze myself, nor will I wait for a mob to go through it, at least not right now, because while that might be entertaining to watch, it would take a while. Mobs, they're not the sharpest tool in the shed, so it would be it would take a while. Going over here, we have a few things to cover over here. But going to the castle from last video, we have a trench now. This is basically a mob trap because they all flock to these holes. They're really good at that. They're good at getting. Speaking of which, we just watched that one jump in willingly. Going over here, we have two buildings really to cover. This is like a normal living house. Counter space, you got a basement for storage, and then up here you got a second floor, a bed or something, a window, a bigger window. Around the back we have some work in progress houses, or like they're being in the process of construction. That is, or should be, the center of the world on the X and Z axis. That is 128 on both of those axes, so that should be the center of the world, that way and this way. This is like a fountain, another mob trap basically. This building was originally set out to be a church of sorts. I was not very fond of how it turned out though, so I converted it to something else. You've got storage downstairs, maybe you set up shop and sell things down there as well. Up here we've got a bar area or something. You get some drinks. You sit down at, these would be chairs in theory, a table. Sit down, play some board games or something. Uno, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, things like that. Over this way, we have mountain-esque terrain structures, man-made terrain, which is, I can't think of the word, but it's based on, inspired. Okay, there we go. It is inspired by the Ruby Dung Mountains. From last video, I showed some screenshots of it. For those who remember, it is hollow inside because I'm lazy, and that would have taken a while. It's inspired, but it's not a carbon copy, not only because I can't place grass anywhere I want, but also because I don't know, I just didn't make a carbon copy. Over here is some trees. Yeah, again, you know, Ruby Dung had trees. These are trees of sorts. And then we have mob trap number 3, which is an inverted version of the mountain, quote unquote, thing that I made. So I took that idea, applied it here, and just dug it into the ground instead. So I accidentally closed the game, so I had to reload the world. As you can see, there are quite a few mobs. It looks like there's also some texture problems over that way, if you can see the streaks of pink/purple. Interesting. Anyways, here we go. This is a wide open area, basically another mob trap, as we watch 2 jump in there. Now over here, I want to build fractals. Fractals are infinitely repeating self-contained shapes, or something along those lines. Something. Basically, so here we have a square, and now we have a square, or a square inside of a square. That is a Sierpinski carpet, a 2-dimensional, so up and down, side to side, on the X and Y axis, fractal. And this can be turned into a 3-dimensional fractal called the Minger Sponge. I will show the Minger Sponge in a little bit, but first I want to finish the Sierpinski carpet. So I will be right back with that. And here we have it, the full Sierpinski's carpet. This is the 2-dimensional fractal revolving around cubes, or squares. And now we are going to turn it into the Minger Sponge, which is this, but in 3 dimensions. So for Sierpinski's carpet, we have, you know, a square inside of a square. Now we're going to have a cube inside of a cube. Cube inside of a cube. And I am back with the finished Minger Sponge. As we can see, and as we discussed, we have a cube inside of a cube inside of a cube inside of a cube. So these 3 by 3 by 3 cubes would be cube 1, then we have cube 2, and then finally cube 3. So yeah, this is pretty big. This goes from 6 blocks below surface level all the way up to the build limit, so Y64. We can see the center of the largest cube. Now, this idea isn't completely original. I did take the idea from Bluecrab, who made a Minger sponge in their Mindcrab series. I will link both their channel as well as that series in the description below. Please go check out their content. They are a lot more entertaining than I am. So if you like older Minecraft videos, as well as somebody who is actually interesting to watch, go watch their content. Now then, I guess we can, let's quickly go up to the top of the Minger sponge and kind of get a view around our world from up here. So this is the top of it. It's basically the same as any other level of it. Now, we can see everything from up here. Again, it is at the build height, and there are only 4 things at the same height: the castle, the center of the world block, as well as the spiral staircase. The large building is close, but it is a block or 2 shy of that Y64. Now then, we do still have this large area. Granted, not all of it is going to be used, but I do want to build another fractal. I do want to have some originality in my content, and that fractal would be the Sierpinski arrowhead curve. So instead of squares for like in the Sierpinski carpet, the Sierpinski arrowhead curve, another 2D fractal, uses triangles. So this is how we're going to have the triangles. Again, this is my 3rd time recording this, so I've come to the conclusion that this is the best way to go about it. It also makes more sense once you see the final fractal. Because as it stands, it looks odd right now, but I'll be right back with the final, and you will be able to see kind of what I'm talking about. And here we have the finished Sierpinski arrowhead curve. So again, over on this side, we have our original triangle, and we simply built off from there. Another triangle, and then a triangle on top. What is left is empty space that looks like an upside down triangle. So if we were to fill that in, obviously it's kind of hard to tell, but the general idea, the same idea for this, is right there. Right side triangle, upside down triangle. And just like the Sierpinski carpet or Minger sponge, it results in even bigger triangles. So if we go out, you can see that these small triangles would be triangle 1, which lead into triangle 2, and triangle 2 is part of triangle 3, which is then part of the final triangle 4. It is a little hard to see because of the background. Unfortunately, I can't quite remove the background, and I will show that here in a second. But mobs do not despawn, nor do they save to the save file. So they will never die, they will never despawn. They are always there. That is why in the first video I built a wall, not to keep anything out, nor to separate the world from another part of the world, simply to keep everything inside. I did kind of show this towards the end of my last video. If you fall into the void, there's nothing there for you. It won't teleport you back. It won't kill you. The only way to get back up here is to reset the player's position, which is done by pressing R, which simply does this, which I have done a few times. I think some during this video as well. And I don't know if I explained that at all during the last video, but it is present in RD-132211 as well. Here is the world view from atop the Sierpinski curve, arrowhead curve, Sierpinski arrowhead curve. As you can see, it is not quite at the world height limit. I probably could have made it one triangle bigger. Indeed, I could have. Unfortunately, I simply don't want to. So, now then, I would love to build something related to the mobs. Unfortunately, they are quite annoying to capture, and although I have several holes that they will naturally fall into, getting them out of the hole is another problem in and of itself. As you can see, these ones are all stuck here, even though there's a staircase. So they're just stuck. I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. But before we go anywhere, I do want to show off something that I kind of showed off last video, and you can probably see it, sort of, while I look around. Cobblestone as well as grass, it's the same texture across everywhere. The texture doesn't change at all, but it creates patterns. And to better showcase this, we're going to jump off the side of the map, and I hope that the video captures it, but you should be seeing an interesting pattern appearing, as well as a random hole in the world. I did not showcase that off. I don't think I will in this video. But this pattern is referred to as Moire. I don't know. I can't say it. Anyways, sorry. The pattern usually happens when partially opaque or solid objects with transparent areas overlap. So the how do I explain this? Oh, and the world's gone. And I'm not sure how to best explain this. I might put something up on screen to better explain it, but you have an opaque object with gaps between some sections of it. Have something similar and put it over the first object and slightly alter it, either having it be displaced, rotated, or give it a different pitch. And when they overlap each other, you'll see the pattern start to show up. Again, probably better explained a different way. And that's not even I don't even think that's the cause of this per se. You might be able to see on the maze wall, as I move back and forth, the pattern on the wall kind of changes. That's basically what it is. It's not got anything to do with transparency here, because this version doesn't have anything transparent in it. Everything is solid or opaque. But I think the patterns that come from it are pretty darn interesting. And that is, I think, everything for this video. So I will see you guys next video. And next video, we will get some more color in our world. And we are going to say goodbye to this world because the next version introduces terrain and some actual generation. So we will not be seeing this world for a while. Until next time.